Welcome back, episode 6. I know y'all tired of me killing Markel, so I'm gonna take it easy on Keezy today. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long week, a long weekend, so I'm gonna take it easy. But we here, Keezy, Jahmal, Rashad, across the bridge,
What
talking
up?
sports, talking life, and more. So this weekend, man, Valentine's Day. Well, what did you get into this weekend first?
Shit, I was at the job. I was at the job. I'm
Well,
working
that's
on
real.
both jobs.
So I was mainly painting. So I finally finished the first floor. Have you painted before? Have you like painted a house or a room or
Room, yeah, a room. It's
man?
a task. It's a task.
Yeah, man.
Definitely a
I don't
task.
I don't know if it's one paint that exists that where you can just do one coat, but if it is, I need to know where it's at, man.
It might be some expense. I don't know. Shit, I only did it one time, so
Okay,
I don't
I'm
did it.
over it, but I got to do this room. This won't be too bad, but that'll be it, man. After that, I'm retiring from painting. But that's what I did this weekend. We did a lot of
You gonna
painting.
you gonna do it again? You gonna do it
Nah,
again? I see my dad, man. I watched my mom and my dad. They used to paint our houses. They used to paint them. My mom did a real good job. She used to get a sponge and sponge it all up. You know what I'm saying? So
nah.
if you want to change, you get tired. I'm tired of this wall. Look at this color. It's dirty or something.
But
You
my
feel me?
wife, she likes bright house. So we got all the natural light that comes in. So she painted. She wanted it. It's not white, but some form of white.
Word.
But
Off
yeah. So
off white.
we did that this weekend, and I caught up on some rest, man. Like 2025 been flying. I've been waking up at 4 a.m. for the most part every day.
Yeah.
And my body just like,
That me yesterday, yeah, bro. Yesterday I was up 24 hours. I got off work. I was working again. Got off my night job and my day job. I get Marley. We go to Copeland's. I'm at Copeland's on the table, sleep. I
yeah.
had the man come tap me like, "Sir, your food already."
Oh
I
my
told Marley,
gosh.
I said, look, when we get home, baby, daddy going straight to sleep. I slept
Yeah.
from like 7 p.m. to like 4 in the morning. For real. I don't know.
Yeah. My
This
wife
year is
had,
flying by, bro. Time just flying, period, bro.
yeah,
Time.
that's a fact. My wife had to come find me last night. So yeah, I never made it to the gym. But cool, man. But I just wanted to check in. But before that, Valentine's Day was Friday. Did you have a special anything Friday?
It's me, man. You know, I
Okay.
don't damn about no Valentine's Day. I
So
ain't
what's your take on Valentine's Day? A lot of people say it's one of the biggest scams. What's your take on it?
my take is just like every other specialty day in America. It's another part of capitalism. Get our money, you know what I'm saying, and put something on it that's heartfelt, make you want to succumb to your emotions. The thing about Valentine's Day though, in these last, I'll say 3, 4, 5 years, this blatantly become something strictly for women. Like I don't see dudes posting nothing about Valentine's Day unless it's them buying their girl something. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing this thing. I guess it's Galentine's Day. I'm seeing more of those than anything.
Hey,
Galentine's Day. I'm like, man, I sure like to be invited to one of them. I'm telling you, them things be looking turned. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, that's oh man. I was married and ain't celebrate no Valentine's Day. So I probably did shit in like 2014, bro.
hey, you lucky, man.
And I ain't lucky. I was married. I'm divorced now, so I know how lucky I was. I might have something to do with it. For real. No.
So I always like to do a little research. So I was like, where did this even come from? So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna give like high level,
It get
you know
deep.
what I'm saying,
It get deep.
the cliff notes. But so basically like it was a blend between Christian and Roman traditions, right?
Like most.
And it was originally supposed to be like a feast day to represent some guy by the name of Valentine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So had a reputation as a romantic figure, all types of stories. Long story short, he would send, I guess, flower or cards to his girl, whatever. So it evolves into all right. So now it's a romantic holiday. So now it's gift giving, flowers, exchanging gifts, whatever. You know how much money is reported that we
Yeah.
spend on
Whatever
Valentine's?
you tell me won't shock me. I told you. Capitalism.
$27 billion
Come
is
on, man.
like
Come
just the
on.
expectation.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Nike
that's
got special Valentine's. I remember people buying the special all red forces back in the day for Valentine's Day. So the question is, how much did you contribute to that 27 billion?
how much? $0.
$0 word. Word. Hey, I tell them all the
Yeah.
time, hey, look, I show love 365, man.
Yeah, man.
I ain't doing it. I ain't,
I'm,
and you got sitting in them long lines and
nah. I'm not really like this is where me and my wife are like complete opposites, right? So like, being married, I'm learning about love languages and stuff like that. So
right.
one of hers, of course, is gift giving or
Right.
receiving gifts, I should say. She likes to get gifts. That's like affirmation or like affection, a form of affection. All right, cool. But I'm like the type, if I see something on sale, I'm gonna go get it then. Like I'm not waiting to the
Yeah.
specific day.
Yeah.
So I may get something a couple weeks, months ahead of time.
Right.
And I'm saying, hey, this is for your birthday in 5 months. Because she likes to receive stuff on her actual day. But
Right.
anyway, I really don't participate in holidays, like none of that. I'm really like every day is a
Congratulations. You made
blessing,
it
you
there.
know.
Congratulations. You made it. Congratulations.
Now it doesn't mean I don't get away with some type of argument or something. Like I gotta find a way to smooth it over. But I try to do stuff on the day to match her emotions. But for the most part, I don't really care what day it is.
Look
Like,
here, bro. I got a something going on in my life. It wasn't even a mention of it. It was like they didn't even exist. It was like, just, what? They nothing say nothing about it.
now I will say this before we transition to Allstar Weekend. So my son, he does like these little play dates. And the girl he had a play date with on Valentine's Day actually got him something. So
Mm-hmm.
he didn't get her anything. So it
Damn.
made me think about, to your point just now, how like it seems like it does evolve around all
It's
women.
starting young, bro. Cause I be
Yeah.
at least being a little boy. I remember like my mom used to get me something. I remember one time about that. I think my mama got me like a bracelet or something when I was little, right? But I don't know if I ever got. I don't talk crazy, but can't remember that getting that for Valentine's Day ever.
Yeah.
As a dude from the woman.
My wife ain't get me
Besides what we
nothing.
always
So
get. Besides what we always get as a gift, you feel me?
yeah, but I thought it was cool that the little girl, I mean, they 3 years old, but
Yeah.
her parents, and it was just a Rice Krispie with a little card.
Right,
I was
right.
like, oh, that's cool.
That's
So
cool.
anyway, that's my take on Valentine's. Like, it's what
Marley asked me about every holiday, bro. I'd be like, if it's a character, I'd be like, yeah, me and the Tooth Fairy don't get along. We don't like each other. We be fighting. I say all the time. She's just like, well, okay. She just go about her business. She don't bother about it no more.
Word.
Yeah, I'm staying with mommy this weekend. Then they're like, all right, whatever.
Cool. Well,
Whatever.
shoot, we'll see what it's like in the future. But it all it is to me is just how much can we get people to spend money, and if I could
Right.
be on the opposite side, the receiver of the income, the
Yeah,
billion
find
dollars,
something to make. Find
I'm
something to
down
make.
for me. Word. So the NBA All Star, of course, that's the big news. Your
What?
favorite time of the season, right? To
What?
watch these superstars.
What?
So first, let's talk about what did you watch All Star Weekend at all?
I watched it. I reluctantly watched the game on Sunday. I didn't watch nothing else.
Okay, tell me your recap of the game before we kind of get
Bro, it
into
was
other
so
aspects.
bad. It was so bad that I was ready for it to end. Like I was at work. I was watching it on the streaming on TNT. I got so mad at watching it, I just shut it down. But I'm tired of watching it. That's literally what happened. I ended up pulling it back up.
Can you explain the new format to our
The
audience?
new format, man, I just found out. I guess it's 3 teams. The 4 teams actually. The Rising Stars. That was Candace Parker. She had most people who wasn't even All Stars playing the All Star game, which is a problem. Shaq had the OGs, I believe. Chuck had the who he had international. I think Chuck had the international, and then Kenny had the young people, like the young all star people who made all stars as young people. So but the biggest highlight, okay, you say explain it more. So each team is like a tournament, 1-game tournament. Whoever get the 40 first wins. So it's 2 games. Whoever get the 40 first wins. The damn the rising stars who wasn't even all stars, they almost upset the OGs. If it wasn't for Steph Curry and Dame Lillard just shooting big threes to bail them out, they would have lost. And then I think I ain't catch the Chuck versus Kenny game, but I ended up catching Shaq and Chuck, and it was terrible, bro. It was so bad to watch. The highlight to me was it was doing like a pause in the action. They went to Draymond Green. Did you see that?
I just heard clips,
bro. Draymond Green changed the whole atmosphere, the whole All-Star game. He was like, "This sucks. This is not basketball." He was like, "This will never allow people to break records in the All-Star game if it continues like this." He was like, "It sucks that like somebody say like Wemby, if he lost the first game, you wouldn't be able to see him no more." He was like, "Why are the rising stars playing in this? They're not all stars. Why are they playing in this game?" And then when he said that, everybody was just quiet. Jalen Rose, Vince Carter was quiet. So they came up to the game, and Charles Barkley had to respond to it. And he like, "Draymond, it's your generation fault that the All-Star game is like this." And then you kind of just seeing everybody pretty much just kind of, after he did that, it seemed like everybody just started capping to try to like say it was good. But everybody was like, "Bro, this shit stinks." All the reviews, like this was probably the worst All-Star game ever. That's the lack of effort, man. It's terrible. You know who I put it on. You know who I'm going to. I'm going to your boy.
All right, let us know whose fault is it.
Your boy, LeBron James, your GOAT. Did you see what he did right before All-Star game? Did you see what he did?
So hold on before we get there, right?
Let me
just explain this. So for those,
what happened?
So for those who may not know the NBA All-Star original format, right? So you'd have a normal NBA length game, right? So 48 minutes, 4 12-minute quarters, and you'll have the East versus the West, right? So you have the Eastern Conference All-Stars versus the Western Conference All-Stars. They match up, they play a game. Pretty competitive growing up for the most part, right? Exciting opportunity. Probably since around 2017, 2018, it shifted a little bit. It's a lot more lackadaisical. People aren't necessarily playing. It's more like a Globetrotters event. If you ever seen the Globetrotters, the NBA from an executive standpoint, they try to make it more competitive. So they start changing the format to where they change the amount of time they're playing, the amount of points you can score. And over the years, they just continue to try to find ways to evolve the game to the point that this year they take that 48-minute game and they create 3 smaller games. So a total of 4 teams, as Keezy was saying, 2 teams play each other, and then the winner of those 2 games play each other for the All-Star championship or whatnot. So that's where the NBA is at. And as you heard, Draymond Green, power forward for the Warriors, had a bad take as far as who should be involved, how terrible it is. It's not really basketball. And that's where Keezy was making his point. And to Keezy's point, so you're saying this is all on the shoulders of LeBron James. Is that correct?
Is tied in with him and his lackadaisical not wanting to compete, right?
Tell us more.
Okay. So check it out. Did you see what happened with him right before the All-Star game started?
So from what I'm aware of, an hour before the game or whatnot, he says, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to play because my ankle is twisted or whatnot." That's all I'm aware of.
Now, this is me talking this part here, but I've never seen anybody have a press conference right before the All-Star game, for one. That's rule number 1 with me. I've never seen one hour before somebody having a press conference. Lo and behold, it's LeBron James having this press conference. And he decides, I'm gonna tell everybody I'm not playing in this game an hour before. That was literally the biggest news of the night. That was the best part of the. I mean, not the best, but it probably got like the most attention because the game sucked so bad from side Draymond Green. On top of that, it's like, yo, why it had to come from you in a press conference? Why couldn't it just come like, hey, LeBron ain't gonna play? You know what I'm saying? Why couldn't I say LeBron injured, he ain't playing? Another thing, attention whore LeBron James. You could have said this last week and gave somebody else another chance to play in the All-Star game. But that's neither here nor there. It's just more of him being him and why I really don't vibe him, period. But on top of that, when you just see, I remember one All-Star game, bro, this dude, Steph Curry, literally got on the ground and laid down so that he wouldn't have to play defense. He wouldn't get dunked on. It's like the competition. I noticed LeBron James, I'm looking, but before he went to the West, they lost most of All-Star games. You know how he do. He don't like to compete. When Kobe was there, there was competition. When Iverson was there, competition. It seemed like once all the 90s players left, that's when it became just a snooze fest. I got KD, he tweeting, talking about some old. It seems like all everybody want to do is criticize the NBA instead of enjoying watching it. I'm like, bro, it's not fun to watch. So you can't get mad and sit there and say, he one of the main ones who acting like you just really should not critique basketball players. I'm like, bro, that's part of the ecosystem of sports. The fans are going to critique. We're paying money to see y'all. We bet we will make money, and you getting paid $1 million to play a damn game. We gonna critique you. It's just this whole generation. I've heard some pushback. People were saying that it's actually the previous generation fault. So now it's turned into like a little of another generational war. And they saying it's y'all fault, that the old generation, for not setting the precedent and letting the young players know what should be expected. Which I can't really disagree with that. But still, I feel like they don't have to do that. You've seen All-Star games growing up. We all watch the same All-Star game. We seen when Tracy Brady came through and threw the ball at the backboard and dunked it. We seen Jordan last one when him and Kobe was going back and forth. He hit the game winning shot. He thought it was game winning shot. We seen these things, and now I get the LeBron era, and nobody wants to play. Everybody's terrible. The only person who really competes in the All-Star game continually I see is Giannis, and he wasn't even playing. Giannis ain't played. Ant-Man ain't played. I don't know if AD was even an All-Star. He ain't played. Like, it was just terrible. Another blackout in the NBA in the midst. It's the last thing the NBA needed because they market the All-Star game as the Super Bowl of the NBA. And this is your Super Bowl. So
before I give my takes, I have a question.
Mm-hmm. I got an answer.
Do you feel the same way about the NFL Pro Bowl?
Boy, I haven't watched a Pro Bowl since Sean Taylor defeated the punter.
That's my point.
But that's the difference, right? This is the difference. The Pro Bowl was never entertaining. We never cared about the Pro Bowl. Like I remember growing up in the Pro Bowl, we all outside playing. So what the Pro Bowl doing is like, who cares, right? But the All-Star game was an event. You got Outkast rapping, Meredith, Mariah Carey, J. Cole. That's really an event. The Pro Bowl was never that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really comparable in my opinion. And they would have much, although I don't think anyone ever got hurt in a Pro Bowl game, they would have much more of a argument to talk about not getting hurt. Because you really can't just be walking around and just turn wrong and tear your ACL up. But man, the NBA it is pathetic, bro. I told you it is. I'm only watching NBA like I do because we do this and I want to be educated and speak sensibly. But it's hard to watch NBA games, and this is just another byproduct of it, man. It's terrible.
Okay, so I'm gonna agree with you. I mean, you might want to record this. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think LeBron James ruined the game of basketball.
About time you figure that out.
And what I mean by that is he got everybody paid. So LeBron James being the greatest player ever, right? The GOAT, right? So being the greatest ever, right?
Nah, you lost me there.
So his greatness allowed everyone to get paid. I'll go a little further, right? So the presence and greatness of LeBron allows people to achieve heights that they normally probably would never achieve. or put the spotlight on them to the point where they're magnified and they look a lot greater than expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have Alex Caruso, undrafted. I'm gonna give you a couple examples. Alex Caruso, undrafted player, plays with LeBron, wins a championship, gets a 4-year, $37 million contract. All right, cool. Tristan Thompson. Now, these are quality NBA players, right? But Tristan Thompson, 5 years, $82 million contract. All right. Matthew Dellavedova. Have you heard of Matthew Dellavedova?
Yeah.
All right. 4 years, $38 million contract. And then I'm the best for last. Timothy Mozgov. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
4 years, $64 million contract.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the year after he received that, he was traded? And then the year after that, he was traded again. And then the year after that, he was back at his home country playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is those, I guess, are quality players. I don't know where you would rank Timothy Mozgov, you know what I'm saying, as far as centers who are getting premier dollars to go play. You're Lakers, right? The Lakers, I'm sure you're rooting for that team. You're like, ooh, Timothy
I hate it.
Mozgov.
I mean, they did that. I hate it.
So you take Timothy Mozgov, who can get 4 years, $64 million contract. And then if I'm a quality player in the NBA and I walk into the office, the GM office, and I'm like, run it up, man. I see what you gave Timothy Mozgov. I see what you gave Matthew Dellavedova. I see what you gave Tristan Thompson. Run it up. Run my bag up, right? So now you got people who making 30, 40, $50 million a year to play the game of basketball. And I told you this a while ago, like what really changed the difference between those back in the 70s, the 80s, they needed to play the game of basketball. This generation, they don't need to play the game of basketball, right? Like they're paying 80, they're getting 80, 100, $200 million contracts. Brown, Tatum, $350 million contracts, right? I can go create my own shoe. I can go create my own clothing brand. I don't need the NBA to further my opportunities, right? I can go teach, right? I can lead a class at MIT. I can go build a business over here, all while playing. LeBron James became a billionaire and the first active NBA player to become a billionaire, right? So why am I saying all of that? There's no need to really invest in the opportunity to be all in the NBA because there's so many other things you can be doing to split your time, right? Kevin Durant has the boardroom. NBA Allstar Weekend, he's running his own event, the boardroom, uh, with AI, right? So when I say LeBron James ruined the game of basketball, that's what I mean. Like his talents were so great and his marketing was so powerful that anyone attached to him, aka the NBA and the players, were able to create avenues of wealth for themselves that usurp the need to be great at basketball. So that's my point number one, is that you're not going to have people who are heavily invested in developing their skills and stating that, hey, I want to go and compete at the highest level when it comes to basketball, because you really don't need to. You've already made it. So point number two, I think All-Star Weekend should focus less on the actual game within the arena and what's happening outside of the arena. So like you said, it's an event, right? Have you ever been to All-Star Weekend?
I was down there in back when it was in Orlando. I was down there in the area. I never went inside. I was in the area for all the festivities and seeing what was going on and stuff.
How was that experience?
It was like a comparable to like it was huge. I didn't do much, but it was huge. Just being out, a lot of people outside, like running around.
Yeah,
You know, making a lot of clubs and stuff like that. You know,
yeah, and I think that's what they need to maximize, right? So I went to the one in Chicago in 2019. I mean, the events were crazy, right? Like I was going to the JBL events. Got to meet Giannis, got to meet Zach LaVine, got to meet Bam Adebayo. One of my favorite artists performed there. Got to meet him. Swoop. James Harden, all types of events. You got D Wade had a space tournament, right? You got the city in itself of Chicago. So I think that should be the focus. Now it was cold. It was like -7 degrees. So that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
the actual atmosphere outside of the event to me is what was amazing about NBA Allstar Weekend. And I think they should capitalize on that to where it's like the NBA, the NFL draft, where you got 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people, whatever, running around the city and promoting the brand, promoting the product. And I think that'll capitalize on a lot of the energy. As far as the game within that, like I saw clips of Chris Paul and what's the tall dude name? Wembenyama, how they cheated the game, right? Like
I ain't
how
see
they
that.
would,
I read about it.
yeah, I watched the clip and there was a point where you throw the bounce pass, you throw the chest pass, you throw the chest pass, and then there's a portion where I think they had to shoot like 2 or 3 shots, and they just threw the balls onto the court. Did it stop recording? Oh no, I didn't.
I heard about that.
So it's like, again, there's really no point, right? There's no incentive, there's no longevity. And then the third part, I blame it on you all, right? The hating on LeBron James. Because you all hate on LeBron James so much, everyone else sees there's a cap to their ability to be great. Because if the greatest on earth, right, is LeBron James, and all you haters want to always critique, criticize, talk about what he can't do, even though you look at it with your own eyes and he's doing it, right? He's dominating the game. He's shooting. Everything y'all say he can't do, he does, and y'all sit there and critique him and criticize him. How else are the other players are supposed to live up to their greatness, right? When they're not even necessarily on that level. And I think, again, it just points back to the point of it's all about the money, right? They got the fame, they got everything they want. There's nothing else above that to really aim and strive for, simply because y'all don't give the respect to the one that's due, and that's LeBron James. So he did ruin the game of basketball.
I want to respond to your point. I want to respond to every point you just made.
He did mess the game of basketball up. I do agree with you by getting everyone paid and having all y'all hate on him.
I want to respond to every point you just made, because everything you said is complete BS. I disagree with every point you made, even the one that without LeBron about the best way to promote the game of basketball when all eyes are watching it, because the eyes that's watching TV is not gonna be at all these events and clubs and everything. They're gonna be watching the game. The best way to promote basketball is to put on a good show for the biggest promotion of the NFL every year is the damn Super Bowl, right? They said the NBA said themselves that their Super Bowl is All-Star Weekend. So if all eyes is on this for Super Bowl weekend, put on a great show, the world's greatest pickup game. Kobe Bryant said that the people want to see the world's greatest pickup game. So you got to ask yourself, when you say LeBron got people paid, first of all, how did LeBron get them paid? People was getting paid back in the late 90s. All the big money making started when Kevin Garnett got that contract back in like 98, 99, the $100 million contract. Basketball players been rich. Go do your Googles. Go do your Googles. Kevin Garnett got a $100 million contract, and Allen Iverson was a global superstar and appearing in rap videos. People have been getting paid. LeBron ain't getting nobody paid, and those players still competed. Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen, Baron Davis, Kobe, Steve Francis, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. Those guys competed. Going back to LeBron James, people say they don't like him. Remember, he didn't even want to get in a damn dunk contest. You remember that? And everybody was saying, now LeBron, why you want to get in the dunk contest? It came out years later. I think Rich Paul admitted there was no benefit for him to get in the dunk contest. What do you mean, LeBron? So you want to sit there and say we're hating on him? No. Michael Jordan got in the dunk contest. Kobe Bryant got in the dunk contest. LeBron James, you want to put on shows and pregame all day. Why can't you get in the dunk contest, LeBron James? Give us a reason why. It's probably because you don't want to lose an All-Star game. You don't want to have to go up against Dwight Howard or Josh Smith. I remember Josh Smith and J.R. Smith. They put on a show one year. And All-Star game, I think it was in Denver. He don't want to do that. He don't want to lose. He don't want to compete. He was angry that Kobe Bryant was checking him that hard in those 2 All-Star games. The one where he passed the ball off, he didn't want to compete. But guess who there? Kobe there, Melo there, D Wade, KG. Them boys about competing. LeBron, they want to just have fun and be this big global person, which is nothing wrong with you doing that. But bro, compete in the All-Star game. What is wrong with you? If LeBron James competed in the All-Star game, everyone else will. If he came out every year and tried to win the MVP award, people gonna be like, hell no. Nah. KD gonna be like, hell no. Nah. Steph Curry gonna be like, nah. He trying to. That's what Kobe used to do. That's why D Wade broke his nose because he was like, man, you going too hard in the All-Star game. D Wade said Kobe Bryant is going too hard in the All-Star game. Well, do you ever think you would hear that about LeBron James? No, he's never going to go too hard in the All-Star game. So that's that. Then you, what was the last point you made? Well, I don't even remember the last point you made. All these points are just so asinine. There's no reason that the All-Star final score I'm looking at, Team Chuck 41, a Team Chuck 25, Team Shaq 41. Last year, the East had 211 points and the West had 186 points. Like, yo, what are we doing? They're not even trying, man. It's like, and I'm saying what I'm telling you, it correlates with the NBA right now happening with the ratings being down. Every day, people are bashing the NBA to the point where Adam Silver is on live TV saying, man, we do got to figure out what to do. But y'all done found a way to remove the physicality. You done made the game so weak. You done made it to where you don't have to have fundamentals because the best player in the game for the past 10 years doesn't have the fundamentals. He travels in offensive fouls and crab dribbles and everything else that he needs to do just for him to win. He switches teams. He got to go here. He got to go there. He want to load minutes. LeBron got a lot to say about everything in the world, but he never has a real critique of the NBA. I noticed that he don't never have nothing bad to say about the product that's on the doggone court. I've never heard him say anything about the product on the court. Have you?
I mean, didn't he say he don't like the format of the All-Star game?
What? Well, playing it, then you probably wouldn't have this damn format if you played in a damn All-Star game. You feel what I'm saying? I remember Shaq, when Shaq was dominating, Shaq would critique the NBA regularly. All these players would critique the officiating and all this, that, then the third. LeBron James don't do that because he's the chosen one. He's the NBA's boy. He's gonna get paid.
He got everybody paid. That's what I said.
But people again he didn't get nobody. What did he do to get people paid? People been getting paid. What did he do to get people paid? What did he do to get everybody paid?
He elevated the game of basketball.
When? Okay, when did he do that?
2003 to 2025.
Okay, so from 2003, so you said 2025. They competed in 2003. They competed in 04, 05, 06. They competed pretty much up until Kobe retired. So what happened?
So does that mean he was competing?
Huh?
He was in those.
Yeah, reluctantly he was because you remember he made that pass, and when Kobe blocked this shot, he's sitting there looking crazy. I remember Kobe last All-Star game, LeBron got that he slapped the fuck you from Duke and did all this jump like this here because he know that ain't him. He don't want to be that one-on-one spotlight guy unless he going against Derrick Rose, who's 6'2", 6'3". But when we going against a hooper, nah, he just want to sit here. I put it all squarely on the shoulders of LeBron James. This is what I sent you a text message. Someone else said the same thing. Like, it's LeBron's fault. It's not even a LeBron hate as you say. It's just people can see with their own eyes. You the top dog, so you bear responsibility for what's going on with your league. And when Michael Jordan left, we ain't hear this about the NBA being in a bad place. When Kobe retired, we ain't hear this. But the undisputable fact is right now when LeBron James is supposed to be on his way out, the game of basketball is in a worse space than it's ever been in. Probably since like the 70s when they were doing coke and crack and all that stuff like that. But that's not here no more. And that's my take. What can you do to fix it? Somebody, one of the best players in the league, just has to come out and compete. That's all it is. Or the fans got to come out there and just start booing. Sort of like the fans, the Jacksonville Jaguars fans need to start doing. Go boo, 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 and you will see change. But you can't put it on citizens because they don't believe in themselves. So that's
Again,
it.
I agree with you. It's LeBron James' fault because of his greatness. It is. He's getting everybody paid. So everybody is well taken care of. The hunger isn't there, right? The desire to compete at the highest level isn't there because he's so great. And then on the flip side, you all hate on him so much. That is why y'all are ruining the product. All of this negative energy, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
sit back and say, man, we love this game. We enjoy what we're seeing with LeBron James. Let's see what happens in the playoffs. But no, y'all want to hate on everything. You blame him for everything. So when he leaves, that's when it's all going to go away because y'all going to stop hating.
Nobody not gonna
Nobody to
care.
hate.
Everybody, all NBA basketball fans, if you go through these forums, bro, I'm not bull jiving. You a LeBron fan. I'm telling you, NBA people like me right now. I don't have a favorite player in the league. My favorite player was Kawhi. He can't stay healthy. He can't play. Everybody knows when he retires, basketball will get better. He has to get out of the game because
His greatness.
no, because it's just BS. Like he getting older, so we don't have these super teams no more. But bro, for like 6-7 years, we knew who was going to the finals every doggone year because there was no competition. Kevin Durant did what he did in response to, I know it's past the All-Star game, but I'm just sitting there saying this is a microcosm of the NBA and why the ratings are down. Some people blame the wokeness and all that stuff like that. I agree with that because you know we are in America, so you can't piss certain people off. But all that stuff, man, you just gotta compete, bro. You just gotta want to compete. That's all I want to do. So you can't. I don't give a damn about nothing. It's all about the fans, but the fans voting y'all in and all this stuff. We paying this money, and if LeBron James is come to the Orlando Magic game, he sit there and say, the day of the game, I'm not playing. No one gets a refund for them tickets. That's gonna get raised higher because he's playing. That's what I'm saying. And that shit been going on. People been saying shit for the longest in the NBA. Like these people don't even care. You know what I'm saying? So I stand on it, bro. It's LeBron's fault. The NBA stinks right now.
I agree. And when he leaves, right, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years,
It might be 10 because they might say, boy, you got to stay right here, boy. You can't leave. So what's his name, Bryce? Wait till he come. You can't go nowhere. He'll be out there till he 50 playing. And you're going to be like, he's the greatest of all time.
I mean, if he's still averaging 30,
he probably will be. He probably will be.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so bad.
And doing all the things y'all say he can't do, shoot,
so bad,
pass, dribble, right? But for real, this is where I think it is, man. Like the owners have been making as much money as they probably ever have been. That's how they paying out these players this ridiculous price. They getting this new 11-year, $70 billion deal. Is that what it was? Like
I'm being like that.
The money talks, man, and one of the huge factors is LeBron James. So when you have somebody like that who can move the needle financially for a league and for other players, it's important to push that further. So when he steps away, I think a lot of things will change, right? Like one, you all can stop hating, right? So we can stop hearing y'all talk about him, hopefully.
It's going to end, bro. It's going to end. All this going, when he retires, all this GOAT stuff is going to go away.
I think that'll elevate to where people say
it's because it's only been done, bro. That's the most popular thing in the NBA to talk about every day. Bump the game. We're gonna debate every day who the greatest, Jordan or LeBron, because the product is so damn bad on the court. And once he retires, it's like, well, it don't matter no more now because he ain't playing. So whatever.
All right, so that's one. Two, I think when he steps away, right, and you think about this next collective bargaining agreement, who will be the driver of that when you think about players?
Nobody wants to be it.
That's what I'm saying. So I think it will actually impact to where, hey, the amount of money they're getting paid will somehow cut back, right? Load management and things of that nature will cut back.
It's going to be drastic, man.
Yeah. And it's because LeBron James and that factor will be out. In my opinion, I believe that'll be the case, right? Another case, if you think about the playoffs, right? Why were people holding on to until the playoffs to be prepared to play LeBron James? Because he was going 10 consecutive times
to
the NBA finals, right? So you couldn't compete if you weren't at full strength and full health in the Eastern Conference, right? So I think that'll change when people recognize like the Eastern Conference now. They're like, man, we have a chance. Al Horford's like, we got a chance to get to the finals because he's not there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland's like, man, we got a chance to get to the finals, right? Orlando. It's like, ooh, we have a chance. So
Well, Orlando got to the finals when he was there and beat them. Don't forget that.
yeah. So all of these teams are like, man, we got a chance to compete if we're healthy, right? The Tim Duncans of the world, the Popoviches, we need to be available to compete against this guy. So they created that load management thing. So I think that'll go away once LeBron James is out the league. So you got the opportunity for owners to relinquish control. You have the fact that teams can now compete because they don't have to worry about facing LeBron James in the playoffs. And then lastly, I think it's always a generational thing, right?
Yeah,
If
definitely.
if it is a matter of leadership, teaching the next generation, then the opportunity will come where we're going to prepare these individuals to say, hey, this is about competing at the highest level. That's where you get respect. Same thing with boxing, right? Like Mayweather set the
I'm gonna go there.
standard so high to go 50-0. Who wants to get an O on their record, right? Because that mentality crept in that if I can't get 50-0, I can't be considered the greatest or I can't compete at the highest level. So I think that generation is going to cycle out to where you're going to get people who got get knocked out. The Mike Tysons where they got 4 or 5 losses on their record, but you can still be considered a great fighter or a top tier fighter or a pound for pound fighter. I think that generational mindset is going to circle back up, right? It's happening right now on the low when you think about some of our young men, but it's going to take a generation, right?
Right.
So ultimately, those things are going to play out in real time as we watch. So ultimately, it will evolve back to where the standard is set. We just can't get too far away from the originality. I think that's one of the biggest things.
Look, bro, so you preach around because this is where I'm finna go. See, I'm not necessarily so optimistic that it's going to get back as you are because this is, like you said, a generational thing that's bigger than really basketball. This goes into boxing. It goes into acting. It goes into football. It goes into just the everyday life out here when it comes to these young people. They have a totally different mindset. And what I will say about LeBron James is he is like the last star. He came from an era where you had stuff like media training. When I listen to people who talk about the new entertainers, the new rappers and stuff like that, they say these labels, they don't have certain things in place because a lot of these people are going independent. They don't want to sign with majors, and also they don't want to invest in the talent. They don't have things where they get media trained, where they know how to do an interview. So you've been having Anthony Edwards been getting fined left and right because he just decided I'm a cuss after every doggone interview. Not that cussing is the biggest thing in the world, but it's just like the fact that, look, while I keep saying, I sometimes I be joking, I be dead serious. Like the NBA does kind of need LeBron James in a sense because of the fact that nobody wants to be the star. They were trying to make KD, he getting caught with weed falling out his car. You can kind of tell that Steph Curry really just doesn't want to do it, and people not really gravitating to Steph Curry like that. People not buying no Under Armour shoes. Same thing happened with Cam Newton in football. So when he signed with Under Armour, like it's a thing. I sent you the clip on with Dwight Howard saying that he was like the reason the GOAT conversation what it is because of Nike. Everybody who's in who with Nike brand is the GOAT in the GOAT conversation. If you're not signed with Nike, we ain't even talking about you in no GOAT conversation. So you only hear LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan, and all three of them are Nike athletes. So man, I just think it's like I say, it's bigger than LeBron. It's more of a generational thing. And I sit there and say, I don't know if it's gonna go back. Because you paying these dudes, like you say, to your point, when you paying them this much money, it's just a fact that they just don't care. I don't think about no brand. I just think they don't care. And also social media, they can't take the critiques that they see all the time because they definitely see it. Whereas back in the days, the critiques only coming from the journalists and stuff like that, which is par for the course. You know what I'm saying? Because you build relationship with these people. But if they just see me or you online cussing them out and acting them, you can talk to these people. People run from the streets, be trying athletes. It's like the aura of fame has kind of went down too with entertainers these days. You can come up on them and just slap people like random people, man. So I just think that the era of celebrity pretty much is dying out as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's big. I'm interested to see what's gonna go. I think the only people who are gonna really survive and not do anything is football because it's sad to say, but the NFL do it right because they market the shield and they don't govern them. They ain't govern. They owners. They ain't call us no governors. We the owners. They keep their foot on them players' necks. You ain't going nowhere, and if you try to go somewhere, it seemed like they all together be like, oh, you want to hold out for this many years? You gonna go play with the Jets, and you're gonna be out in the league in a few years, like they did Le'Veon Bell. It seems like these teams will come together in the NFL and punish you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take for them to go out for that change, man. So it's deep. I think we got to do a real deep dive on it, but NBA got to get it together, man. That was pathetic. That was pathetic yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. The NBA product is terrible. Like, I'm excited to talk about it, but I'm also not as engaged with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. Right now, I'd actually rather talk about women basketball, stuff that they got going on.
Man, did you see that they said Caitlin Clark's salary was $79,000?
I mean, I make probably more than
I make somewhere around
90% of WNBA players.
If nowhere you get, when I heard that, I was like, all right, I ain't really ever been one of these guys who just be going crazy about the whole women versus man thing, but that's ridiculous, bro. Like 79,000, you Caitlin Clark, her agent came out there and said it is impossible. There's no way she could ever get near being compensated what she demands for that league. That's wild. That $79,000 for Caitlin Clark is wild. I think they said the max the person can make. I think it's like $280. I'm like, man, they ain't making $1 million in the WNBA. Like,
well, that's why you love it though, because they playing fundamentals, right? They playing for the
they
love.
They play hard though. They play hard. It's just I start watching it, but sometimes shit is hard to watch. You see people missing all these damn shit. You like, goddamn, but you know, it's a lot better than it was back in the day. That's one sport that I cannot disagree. The WNBA now is 10 times better than that shit they were putting on back in 2000. Man, it was horrible.
Well, I like the WNBA. We're gonna talk about it during Women's Month, for sure, man.
When is that?
March.
March. Okay.
I believe.
Hope you know when it is.
Women's Month. Yeah, Women's Month is March 1st through March 31st. So Women's History Month. So we're gonna bring y'all some action on women. I want to talk about, USC. I want to talk about Rutgers, South Carolina. Like, there's a lot of teams, a lot of women in all aspects in sports I want to chat through. There's even a dude we got to talk about. Man, it's a lot, man. Snowboarding. You seen it was a dude, the youngest African American, I guess, 20-year-old to win snowboarding competition.
Man.
Yeah, man.
It's cool to see. It's cool to see brothers in that sport. I think I read they said black people created hockey, from what I understand. And I only seen one black hockey player my entire life. I've seen one. And I think he was knocking people out, but
I mean, the most popular person I know is PK Subban.
I think that might be doing. He had a low cut. Was he low cut or was he? I don't know. I think it was a low cut, like light skin kind of dude. That might be the guy.
He wasn't. He was like our complexion.
Oh, wow.
I used to follow hockey. I mean, I pretty much follow all sports, but yeah, we gotta chat about some of these that's doing some great things, man. So women, you got snowboarding, you got NASCAR or racing in general. That's a lot going on, man.
I went to see a black guy in NASCAR win that.
You said see somebody win that?
I'm waiting to see a black guy win that, get up in them cars and go down. That don't really fit us. That just don't really fit us. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see that how that goes.
Word. Well, we're gonna get into all of this, especially when we get into Women's Month. We're gonna definitely shed some light on women, and we're gonna start bringing some guests on here, man. So we appreciate y'all kicking it with us. Hopefully the NBA product improves. We definitely love basketball, but right now it's in a tough place. But let us know in the comments what y'all think. What should they do about the NBA Allstar Weekend?
Dethrone the king. Defund LeBron. Somebody get Dodge involved.
Keep the haters out the comments, please. Please.
Get Dodge involved, the audit.
We'll see y'all next week on another episode of Across the Bridge. Appreciate the love. Peace.